What's up, guys? So today I want to talk about just a little car vlog thing. I want to talk a little bit about exercise programs. So things like on YouTube would be like Blogilates or that abs guy, something like six-pack abs, I don't know. And then you have like P90X and Insanity and Kayla It Seems Bikini Body Guide or Challenge. And just all of these different fitness challenges that are for a certain amount of time, like not a lifetime. It's just like, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever it may be. Now, I've done a lot of these. I've done P90X, which is crazy because a lot of people say they've done P90X and they've not done, they didn't do the P90X like every day as they were supposed to, like full-blown routines. And P90X, I'm telling you, will make you want to quit exercising forever because it is so difficult. But the pattern that people get into with these programs is they start out, they're feeling a little crappy about themselves. They are probably already on a strict diet and they're not seeing any, weight loss results, or maybe they just don't want to diet at all, and they're just kind of desperate for something that they can do to lose weight, or tone up, look better, especially for the summer. So it's summer right now in North Carolina, and a lot of people either start in the summer or start right before it. But I'm not particularly a fan of these, because here's what happens. It's a vicious cycle. People feel bad about themselves and they can't lose any weight, what they're doing, so they tack on this additional exercise program that's stringent and crazy. There's nothing wrong with exercise, but there is something wrong with people who go on these cycles of exercise. But so they feel bad about themselves, then they go on this exercise program. They start out, it's killer, they're dying, but they figure out how to, make it through. And then it's probably going to be so hard, because you're probably going to be working out almost every day, probably every day, honestly, even if there's a rest day in there or something where you do yoga or stretching, but you're working out every day, so you're in this workout mentality. So then you hit the end of the challenge, and all you've wanted to do the whole time was A, get those results, and B, end as soon as possible. So you hit the end and you just quit for a while, or you taper off. You're like, yeah, I can hold these results. You're happy with your results, and or maybe that you didn't get the exact results that you were expecting, and maybe it wasn't good enough. But let's say you get some results. Let's say you get good results, because I think that's pretty, just being fair to these exercise things. Get good results, and then you're like, okay, well, I can stop doing this now, and I can go to back to just cardio and back to just lifting weights, whatever you're doing before, that normal cycle. Someone goes in the gym, gets on a treadmill, gets on elliptical, gets off, does some abs, lifts some weights, does some stretches, goes home, rinse and repeat. So they start back into that normal daily routine, and then they're like, well, I can back off a little more because my results are maintaining, because they're sick of working out. So then eventually they get to a point where they're just like, yeah, I don't need to work out anymore. I have the body that I want, or it's just too hard. So they, either go to minimal exercise or no exercise because it just wasn't worth it. But then eventually that feeling wears off, and their body has probably, loosened up a bit, gained a little bit of fat. Maybe they lost some resolve in their dieting, post-workout cycle dieting, and they are maybe not back to where they were before they started it, but they're back not at their top fitness shape. So they're like, well, I got to start something else. This didn't work, so let me try something else, or let me try the next level of P90X. So then they're back in that cycle. It's probably been 6 months, and they're back to that same cycle. Got to get ready for that. Finish up my video because my iPhone turned off. It got overheated in my car because it's so hot here in the summer in NC. But so I did just want to finish it up and say, you get on that second cycle, and then you find yourself in this vicious never-ending cycle of workout programs. And there's a reason that P90X came out with P90XX or something, that people need more exercise, because if they do continue these cycles of exercise, their body becomes accustomed to it, and they stop losing weight on the same exercise program, or they get bored of it and it's just not that fun anymore, which I don't know, those things are crazy hard. or they, you know, go to the next one and then the next one. And my question is just like, is it really a way to live? And maybe, you know, if it is, if that's what you love, then do it. But you know, you risk injury, you risk boredom, you risk hatred of all that exercise if you're doing it like for the wrong reasons. So if you're just doing it like strictly for weight loss and always stepping on that scale between rounds and never like letting your body just kind of adapt to what you should do naturally, or listening to it like when you need a rest day in your middle P90X, like take a rest day. So if you can't get to that point where it's like a scalable thing, then I would say don't start it and just pursue weight loss in other ways. I mean, check out some of my other videos about like maintaining your weight, even dropping your weight. You know, maybe like switching up your diet, doing like lighter exercise, boosting your metabolism first, stuff like that. But you know, if you are motivated just by like exercising, being fit, maybe you're like doing a like bikini competition or something like that, and you just want to build muscle, then yeah, go on one of these exercise programs. But just keep in mind that it's not going to be, the body that you get at the very end of it is probably not going to be the body that you're going to be able to maintain the rest of your life, unless you're like severely overweight right now and you do have a plan set in place for afterwards to like maintain your results. But yeah, don't like anything extreme. I'm not all about. If it's something that you can maintain, then that's great. But just don't get a super high expectation that right at the end of P90X you'll maintain that body, you know, forever. Be ready for some adjustment time. Those are just my thoughts, and I'll just throwing it out there. Give me your thoughts, experiences, and anything else.